We got fogged out today, and all I have is exterior painting to do. So let's talk. I got about a half an hour, somewhere around that amount of time. My girl's going to be getting off work for her lunch here soon. And so I figure I'll take her to lunch and my right-hand man, my worker, and my dad. So I had a little bit of time, thought I'd pop in here, see how everybody was doing. I was just listening to my buddy DB this morning. He was talking about how people in the sobriety content space love to see train wrecks. That's my buddy DB at East Coast Cooler. He's my friend that lives over in the East Coast of Ireland. Real good, real cool guy, real sincere dude, and I have the utmost respect for him. DB, if you're watching, good to see you, my friend. I'm hoping that we can utilize these lives. I've seen some people go live together, and I think that would be kind of cool. Also, I am still looking forward to doing the interview with you on your show. So, morning time's fine for me. I know there's about an 8-hour difference between here, the west coast of Southern Oregon, and the east coast of Ireland. So 8 o'clock is good for me in the morning time. And then since you say you're not a morning time person, 4 o'clock in the afternoon sounds like it would work for you too. I'm looking forward to meeting your audience. And I think that the going live would be kind of cool because then we could have, my hope is, we can have people from my channel and your channel. They can ask us questions in real time. And also, even for if there's some of the people who've been wanting to ask me some questions that I've been ignoring, that'd be a good place to do it too. The only people that I ignore are people that I don't really care for their get down. But if you catch me live and you want to ask me a question, I'll respond, okay? I am looking forward to building new connections, and I am okay with fixing damaged connections, okay? My whole thing is respect, and if we can be respectful towards each other, then we can move forward and conversate. But yeah, you know, no matter what the day brings, my intention is always to find the silver lining. And because I don't see any good reason in focusing on the negative. It doesn't help anyone grow to focus on the negative. Acknowledge it, fine. But I'm in the business of growing. And so for me, it makes the most sense to focus on things that are going to create and not destroy. That's the whole focus of this channel. 8 months ago, I decided to take my health seriously by quitting drinking. I decided to take my discipline seriously by getting in shape. That's why we do these lives in the backyard gym. Now, I'm not working out right now. We've already done a live this morning. I just happen to have some time where I can sit and bullshit with you guys. And I'd like you to ask me some questions and leave me a comment of any sort, okay? I'm here in Southern Oregon. I would like to connect with people across the world. That's what I've been doing. And the intention is to spread positivity, to spread growth. My friend DB says that people love to watch train wrecks. And that's why people who on YouTube, you know, I'm in the alcohol recovery and sobriety space, right? And a lot of those people love to see someone relapse and then regain control and then relapse and then regain control. And that's more exciting than a person that's just staying in control, a person that's rebuilding their life and managing themselves. That's way more entertaining. And I get that. I feel like if a person learns how to play the game, where if you can get your titles to elicit some sort of emotion, some tension, right? Then even if you do positive videos or you do videos where you're, oh, hi, Angel. Angel Watcher. Hi, Angel. Even if you're doing videos like I do, you know, my shit's not the most exciting thing in the world. I'm a guy who's talking about sobriety and working out, right? But there are lots of people that make that work. It doesn't necessarily have to be negativity in your titles. You don't even have to have negativity in your videos per se. The idea, what I've learned anyways, is just creating tension, you know? And then once you've created that tension and your title is supposed to basically deliver a promise. And once you deliver that, if you can deliver that promise, then people will watch. But it is true, people do like the train wrecks. Would you guys prefer to watch a train wreck or somebody trying to be positive and build their life? Like, be honest. When I was a kid, we would go to the races, right? The speedway. And half of the reason why we went was because we were pretty sure there was going to be a crash. Let's see. Net Developer says, hello, man. Hello, Net Developer. Good to have you here. Jets Forever. What do you think about Sober Start 42's recovery effort? I am 3 years sober, but I did battle for a long time. His channel is insanity. Okay. I really try not to talk about Rick from Sober Start too often. My opinion, and it's just my opinion, okay? Rick from Sober Start. And I hope that you're watching, Rick. I'm going to say this to you, all right? That way, this is coming from Mr. West. Rick, I think that you okay, I think you figured out how to play the audience. I think you figured out how to play the algorithm. It's the same word. Algorithm, audience, same word, okay? You figured out how to create tension with your titles and your stupid facial expressions where you like this. You know, all that shit. And then you have your text overlay, right? So I think that you're really good at playing the algorithm and playing the audience. Do I think you're an alcoholic? Yes. Some people think that Rick from Sober Start is pretending to be an alcoholic. I don't think that. What do I think about his efforts? I think that it's, okay, my opinion is that his efforts have not been very good. But to judge that is a weird thing. For one thing, I'm speaking from where I'm at right now, okay? Where I am right now, knowing what I know, I would say that he starts to do, he'll pick a path, right? And he'll start That's what he does. Actually, he just starts something and then he doesn't do it very long, and he starts it and he doesn't do it very long, and he starts it, he doesn't do it very long. So he has no success. And if that's the way that he's going to do his business, then I don't see him having any success. Sorry, I'm really trying to be, people liked that video where I was more confrontational. That was not my intention. So I think that his efforts are very minimal. I was disappointed. I was at work the other day. I actually, for the first time, tried to listen to one of his videos. And I actually was kind of feeling for him. I was like, okay, you know, it seems like he's really trying. And then I think it was like yesterday or the day before, I had seen these shorts come through where he's super tough guy. You know, he's telling people to fuck off and don't watch and this and that or whatever. And then the video that I was watching before, he was, you know, I'm not confrontational and, you know, and this and that. And so I was like, okay, you know, the guy's struggling. I can't really judge him. And then, but how you gonna do the whole, poor me, I'm sorry. I'm really gonna give it this my all. And then that same day, go get drunk and start talking shit to your haters, right? It's like, okay, which lane are you going to be? Are you the tough guy? Are you the pathetic guy? Like, which guy are you? I guess that's what I wonder. Boy, I could really go off on this, huh? Sorry. I was new to this channel. May I know what content are you're supposed to be doing right now? So the content that I do right now, this channel is dedicated to anybody who's ever decided to quit drinking or thinks that they should quit drinking, who wants to quit using drugs, thinks that they should. People who maybe just want to work on their anger, personal development, things like that. People who are taking that seriously, I want to honor those people. That's what the point of this channel is to honor the people who started and continue to progress, rather than continuously, you know, go back and go back and go back. Jets Forever. I think my biggest problem with Rick is that people-pleasing narcissism. You said it better than I can say it. The over-apologizing and then repeating the same behaviors and hurting himself and others, playing the victim. Right. That's the thing. I think that people should pick a lane, man. Are you a victim of your alcoholism, or are you a victor? Me personally, okay, I never looked at myself as a victim. As a matter of fact, my alcoholism, probably the people around me were more victims than me. They had to be around my drunk ass. Okay, so yeah, I think that there's a lot of people in his comment section, right? Really sincere, sweet people. But my feeling is that sincerity and that sweetness and all that kind of stuff is enabling. I've been an enabler. I've had people enable me. And when you're in a certain portion of your addiction, man, you'll just take advantage of that. That's, you know, like, I could never see myself these days, right? If I was to relapse, and then I had a bunch of people in my comment section just being like, you know, it's okay, it happens. Great, it does happen. I talk about that all the time. Relapse is part of recovery. It happens. But it's like, why play the audience? That's what I don't understand. I feel like people who are in real recovery, they're not trying to play the audience. So that's my problem with that kind of shit. I relate to that as it is one of my character defects that I have had to work through. Yeah, and I think that we're all, in a way, I can see myself in Rick, in some of his old content and all that kind of stuff like that. I think I've said that before. I didn't document it. So I want to give him commendation in one way where he's got something inside him that I do not have. I saw myself on a few lives back when I used to drink drunk. And that was enough for me to be like, okay, never again online would anybody ever see me be drunk, ever. Hi, Deborah. Oh, Deborah Thomas. Hi, Deborah. And that kind of that's what started this whole channel. I saw myself just a couple of times. And I was like, fuck that. Never again. So I don't understand how a person can see themselves in multiple videos. I mean, I deleted that shit. I don't know. Rick is a trip. I don't want to be the guy who comes on here and judges people. I don't think that's my lot in life, especially since I've fucked up so much times in my life. But I can see bullshit. I was a bullshitter. I can see bullshit, especially in other alcoholics. So whereas I don't want to go and if I have something to say to these people, I'll say it myself. That's my whole thing. Boy, you kind of threw me for a loop on that one. I wasn't expected to talk about that. I would really like to interview the guy. Robbie. Good morning, Robbie. I've been sober 14 years. Had to give up my drinking buddies and stay out of the bars. It's tough but doable. Yeah, I did the same thing. These days, I only surround myself with just people who are solid and who are trying to do something with themselves. And thankfully, like I own my own company, so I basically just hang out with the people that I work with and my family, and then you guys. I'm creating a community here, and I'm building connections across the world. And my whole intention is to just kind of show my appreciation for how much I kind of used to take with being an alcoholic. I used to drink for since I was 15 years old until just, 8 months ago, minus about 10 years. I had a 10-year period where I was sober. So really cool to hear that. You are doing great, and that helped me today. I hope that it helped. I do ramble, and you did catch me off guard with the Rick stuff. And I am open to talking about anything. So please don't ever don't ever worry about asking me any sort of question. It's totally fine. I might not be able to give you a great answer. But that's the whole point of doing these lives too, is I also want to get better at just speaking on camera and being more in the moment. So this is going to be helpful for me. Again, I'm trying to grow as a person. So I'm not just focusing, I don't focus on sobriety, just so you know. But I'm not just trying to be a person who quit drinking, right? I'm trying to improve in a lot of different areas. And so this is me being outside of my comfort zone to do this. And that's what I think, maybe going back to the Rick thing, if we could for just a moment, I don't think that he's willing to step out of his comfort zone and stay out of his comfort zone long enough to find the growth. And I think that's probably his problem and a lot of people's problem. But, what's your real true intention? Do you really want to quit? If you really want to quit, you gotta do shit that you've never done before. Stay sober, my friend. You're not missing anything. Stay focused in your work. Thank you. I will stay focused in my work. I will stay focused in my purpose. My purpose is to be a good husband and to be a fabulous father and to be a positive communicator here online and to be a good example. My purpose is to stay in good shape so that my mind can be clear enough to make good decisions. And my purpose is to be intentional for the people, whoever I influence. I spent over 20 years being an alcoholic and not being a good example. And I've been able to make it out of that with my mind and with my body intact. And I didn't really ruin any relationships. So I want to show my appreciation for the fortune that I've had. And that's the only way that I can show my appreciation. Really, the best way I can see is to be creative and to try to build connections with other people. Okay, I think this has been a good talk. I got to go to lunch here pretty soon with my fiance and my right-hand man, my worker, and my dad. So I will be cutting this short pretty soon. Sober Start 42, I've been here from the start listening. I don't think anything has been said that I don't agree with. Much respect to you all. I'm losing my way a bit, but I'm trying to get back on track. There you go, Rick. And what I do like about you is that you will come and you will comment to people. You do got a big set of nuts on you. I don't know how you put yourself out here like you do. I do understand that you say that you're trying to be truthful and document, as raw as you can. And you do that. I think that, I think if you find one thing and you really dedicate yourself to the one pathway going down instead of trying these different things, you're going to have a lot better results, man. I can see that you're losing your way a bit. I was listening to you the other day. This is what I was trying to say to this guy. I was listening to you the other day at work, right? And I hadn't listened to your channel in a while. And so when I was listening to you, I was starting to think, all right, I can relate to that, right? And so I was thinking, I'm gonna try to give this guy another chance and stuff like that. And then I heard your shit yesterday, or was it yesterday or the day before, where you're doing those shorts, and you were fucking loaded. And there comes the tough guy attitude. And don't get me wrong, I actually put a couple my little salutes on one of them when you called whoever that motherfucker was a sausage. I thought that was funny as shit. And I do understand that sometimes you're going to want to retaliate back at these fucking people, right? I get that. Sober Tart and all them little turds, I get that. I would want to tell them, I told them to go fuck off, right? So from time to time, you're going to want to tell people to fuck off. I get it. But you're not in a position to be doing that, man. You do not have enough time under your belt to be even doing this tough guy shit. You need to get your shit straight, okay? I think that you are dangerously powerful. I really do. Jordan Peterson teaches us that if we can speak, we are dangerous, and you are a dangerous man, okay? You got a lot of people. You got 3 buckets going on over there in that fucking comment section, all right? You got people who are super, super, super sincere and supportive, all right? But I don't give a fuck how sincere people are. You can be sincerely wrong, okay? And enabling and coddling a person, some people completely motherfucking wrong, all right? Then you got this other bucket of people who are like me, man. I do support you. The alcoholic in me will always support the alcoholic in you. But I will never, ever coddle no bullshit. And I will always be the person who opposes certain people's limiting belief thinking, okay? When I hear you saying, it is what it is, I don't give a fuck, or who cares, I will always oppose those mentalities. Because I know you really do give a fuck, and you do care, okay? And the things that we put out here into the world, that's power. Our voice has power. Our words are power. So I would much rather speak from the person that I'm trying to be. That's how I roll. I talk from the person that I want to be. And I conduct myself as the person that I want to be. And the new thing that I've been doing recently is I serve. Morning time me serves afternoon me. Afternoon me serves nighttime me. Nighttime me serves morning time me. And what I mean by that is, like, at nighttime, I'll make coffee, I'll lay the clothes out, I'll do all the stuff for morning time Mr. West. And the reason why I do that, the intention I have in my head, is that this person is highly favored, highly valued. I mean, I work for the best guy in the world. That's how I conduct myself. And by doing that, of thinking of myself, my future me, as a completely different person who's way better than me, serving that guy is serving me. And I never think about sobriety, ever. I think about building the life around it. So, good husband, good father, great business owner, member of society, whatever. What does it take in order to do those things? If I do those things, the byproduct is going to be, I'm not going to be a fucking alcoholic. I'm not going to be fucking drinking. I won't have time for it. The future version of me doesn't do that shit. So I apologize for my tone. I do get passionate when I talk about shit like that, especially with you, because I see my old self in you. I used to stumble around and be like that. I used to fucking, become a whole different person and run my motherfucking mouth. All of that shit. That guy was a bitch that I used to be. I was a bitch. Anyway, can share some tips to improve communication, bro. I could use some tips on improvement in my communication, for sure. Jane Hall, we're not helping you. Hopefully, I don't know if you mean that offensively or not. Let me pull back a little bit. I'm not asking for your help. I don't ask people online for help. I have my support system. So thank you. What's up, by the way, Mr. West? Love your content. Oh, my apologies. What's up? I get a little bit passionate. And so when I read your first comment, I thought you're like, we're not helping you. I was like, okay. I thought you were talking to me. Yo, can you shout me out on Twitch? PJ Mask 12. Shout out to PJ Mask 12 on Twitch. Go check them out. PJ Mask 12, hopefully you're not a weirdo. I just shouted you out, big dog. Sober Start 42, I hear you, man. Thank you. Absolutely, man. My heart, just so you know, forget about my tone and my vibe and my energy. Fuck all that shit, okay? My heart is with you, okay? And that's from me. So fuck what anybody else says about Mr. West. My heart is with you. Hopefully I've been honest and straight up with you. I will never sugarcoat and coddle anybody in alcohol recovery. I will be firm where I'm supposed to be firm, and I will be soft where I'm supposed to be soft. If people had coddled me when I needed firmness, I would still be a baby boy bitch, like I used to be. When people do that too much, they create titty monsters, okay? We don't want people coddling us. We want to grow. And if that means someone has to fucking put a foot in our ass from time to time, as long as they follow it up with love and it's constructive criticism, then I'm fine with people talking to me however they need to, right? You have the right attitude, so you're on the right track. Just hang in there. That's from Robbie. Thank you. I plan to hang in here. My life has been fantastic because I made the decision. I got around the right people. I learned how things worked with myself, and then I went to work on those things. But there are some things that are non-negotiable. I put this workout equipment and shit like that on my back porch so that I have to walk past it every time. I don't have a gym membership that I can, fuck off if I don't want to go, right? Because we all make excuses for ourselves. I have to walk out here. I have to see this equipment. I'm going to use it. And I put it in a place where I know my kids and shit are going to be playing, right? So that they're going to see me doing it. Hopefully it influences them, because I know the shit that I was doing before was probably going to influence them. I don't want them to think that fucking getting drunk and talking a bunch of bullshit with all your fucking, out of shape ass friends is cool. And that's what I was doing. These days, when people come onto this back porch, even my friends who knew me from before, when they come to this back porch, there's no smoking cigarettes. We come here to get healthy. So my friends know the rules when they come here, okay? And they're okay with it, and they support it because I'm fucking firm about it. But I've also carried myself with respect most of my life, so my friends have always respected me anyways. But I've set boundaries. When you come here, I don't give a fuck if it's my dad. You don't smoke, you don't drink. This is where we come to get healthy. We talk about life, we talk about discipline, we talk about our families, we talk about shit that's gonna help us to grow. We don't focus on the negative. All right, you guys, so my fiance just texted me. She's getting ready to leave for her lunch. I'm gonna go take her to lunch, and my right-hand man and my father. So that was the whole point of this conversation, was to just, I had some extra time. Rick, man, it was cool that you were here, man. It was cool to talk to you directly. That way you can hear from me, all right? And fuck bullies, fuck haters, fuck people who don't bring anything to the conversation but just talking shit. Talk your shit. I think talking shit is fine and it's fucking healthy. But follow it up with some fucking constructive criticism or with some constructiveness. Follow it up with love. Otherwise, don't waste my motherfucking time. Thank you guys for being here. Love you guys very much. I'm going to continue to do these lives. I think the lives are a whole lot better way to connect with people. And it'll help me to grow as a person on YouTube because I need it. I need to learn to communicate better. I need to learn to stop saying so motherfucking much. All that kind of stuff. So that's the whole point of this channel. I'm going to grow in front of you, and I hope that we grow together. All right? Have a great rest of your day on purpose. God bless you. I'm out of here.